Imagine harnessing the power of your mind to heal your body, simply by shifting your beliefs. The placebo effect shows us that when we truly expect to get better, our brains and bodies can respond in remarkable ways. Dr. Joe Dispenza dives deep into this phenomenon, revealing that belief isn't just wishful thinking. It's a biological signal that can spark real change. By consciously directing your thoughts and emotions, you can reprogram your brain and influence your health from the inside out. From miraculous recoveries to medically unexplained healings, history is full of examples of people overcoming illness without any conventional treatment. What they all had in common was a profound belief in something, whether it was a pill, a surgery, or a spiritual experience. Dr. Joe Dispenza's message is clear. Belief isn't just a mental concept, it's a biological command. When you believe something deeply enough, your brain releases chemicals to match that belief. Your body begins producing the same responses it would if the belief were physically true. Whether it's increased endorphins, boosted immune responses, or changes in gene expression, your body listens to your mind. The placebo effect is not just a mysterious quirk of medicine. It's a glimpse into your innate ability to heal from within. And once you learn how to harness that power deliberately, you're no longer at the mercy of chance. You become the cause. Most people unknowingly live in a feedback loop where their body, their mind, and their environment reinforce each other in a cycle of stress, fear, and limitation. You wake up with the same thoughts, which produce the same emotions, which lead to the same behaviors, which produce the same outcomes. Over time, this repetition wires your brain and conditions your body into a fixed identity, a personality rooted in the past. Dr. Joe explains that if you keep thinking the way you've always thought, you'll keep getting the life you've always had. To change your life, you must first change your mind. This means interrupting the cycle, becoming aware of your unconscious thoughts and habits, and then choosing new ones. You must begin to think greater than your current reality, and you must feel emotions that match the future you want, not the past you've lived. This is the essence of becoming your own placebo, changing your internal state regardless of external conditions. Dr. Joe dives deep into the science of how your brain and body work together to create your reality. When you think a thought, your brain fires neurons in specific patterns. When those thoughts are repeated, those patterns become hardwired. But thoughts also create emotions, and emotions create chemical signals that travel throughout your body. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. That means you can condition your body into a new state of being. Simply by thinking differently and feeling elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, love, and wholeness. Over time, this emotional rehearsal begins to shift your biology. Your genes start expressing differently. Your immune system strengthens. Your body begins to heal. The key is consistency, coherence, and emotional intensity. You must believe in your future more than you believe in your past. That belief becomes the signal that changes everything. So how do you actually become the placebo? Dr. Joe outlines a process that blends meditation, visualization, and heart-brain coherence. First, you must enter a meditative state that quiets the analytical mind, so you can access the subconscious, where all your patterns are stored. Then, you visualize your new future self, not just what you want, but who you will be. You imagine this future reality with such clarity and emotional richness that your brain begins to fire as if it's already happening. You feel the gratitude, the healing, the joy, not after it happens, but before. This is how you program your brain and condition your body to match the new version of you. You become familiar with this new self and unfamiliar with the old one. You rehearse it until your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with the future you desire. This is not wishful thinking. This is rewiring your nervous system to make your mind and body believe the healing is already done. Throughout the book, Dr. Joe shares dozens of stories of people who healed themselves of chronic illnesses, cancers, autoimmune diseases, and even genetic conditions, without surgery, without drugs, simply by changing their inner world. These spontaneous remissions weren't miracles. They were the result of individuals becoming emotionally and neurologically aligned with a new state of being. The common thread? They stopped identifying with their disease. They let go of the emotional stories tied to their suffering. They surrendered to the unknown and connected deeply to elevated feelings like love, wholeness, and gratitude. In this elevated state, their bodies responded, not to the external environment, but to their internal evolution. These stories serve as proof that healing is not only possible, it's available to anyone willing to do the inner work, and it starts by deciding that you are no longer the effect of your life, but the cause. Meditation is at the core of the placebo process. It's the tool that allows you to step out of the program of the past and access the quantum field of infinite possibility. When you meditate, you disconnect from your body, your identity, your environment, and you become pure awareness. From that place, you're no longer bound by linear time. You can connect with the energy of your future and begin to draw it into the now. Dr. Joe's meditations focus on changing your energy, opening your heart, and rewiring your brain. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to generate the elevated emotions that signal the body to heal. You are literally tuning into a new frequency, where your future already exists. And as you emotionally rehearse that new future, you become magnetized to it. Your body begins to trust that it's real, and reality begins to rearrange to match your inner transformation. At the heart of You Are the Placebo lies a revolutionary idea, that we live not just in a physical world, but in a quantum one, where energy, frequency, and consciousness determine what becomes real. In quantum terms, all possibilities exist simultaneously in the field. When you focus your attention and energy on a particular outcome, you collapse that potential into your experience. This means your thoughts are not just private, they are creative. When you combine a clear intention with elevated emotion, you send a signal into the field that begins to attract the matching reality. You become the emitter of a new signal, and that signal begins to influence the material world. You are not separate from the universe. You are a participant in it. And once you realize that your consciousness shapes your reality, you no longer wait for change. You become it. The message of You Are the Placebo is both radical and empowering. You don't need something outside of you to heal. You already have the most powerful pharmacy within. Your thoughts are the dosage. Your emotions are the activation. Your belief is the catalyst. This book is not just about healing illness. It's about healing your identity. It's about letting go of the story that says you are broken, limited, or powerless, and choosing a new story where you are the creator of your reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza gives you the science, the techniques, and the inspiration to become your own placebo. The question is, will you believe in the possibility of your future more than the memory of your past? Will you feel elevated emotions even before your reality changes? If so, you won't have to wait for a miracle, you'll become one.